Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Starfire Queens channel. I'm glad to have you back with me. I look forward to my new subscribers. Please hit that subscribe button and that bell and share this for me, okay? I want to say again, welcome to those of you that have been following me. I appreciate you, and you guys give me the motivation to keep going. I have looked and checked, and we're at 20 subscribers, and to some that may be nothing, but to me it means a great deal, so I want to say thank you. All right, we're going to go ahead and get started today. Today I want to talk about where we came from. Where did our magic truly come from? My path has changed, and it's changed for the better, which I'm thankful for. And I know it's for the better. My God, my ancestors, my deities, my angels, they're sending me in a new direction, and I'm here to share some of this with you. Let me try to fix that a little bit, you guys. So I want to talk to you about an Egyptian goddess and where our magic came from, okay? I want to talk about, first of all, where did our magic come from? Our magic came from Africa. Magic came from Africa. Okay, we are the founders, African American people, any black culture. Somewhere down your line, you have the foundation to where the slaves were, because we used to do these things as rituals back in the day when we were free, when we had a choice of how we worshiped and how we loved our deities and how we loved our gods and how we understood them before that was taken away from us. Now, let me give you a little bit more history on that. Africans were traded by our own people. We were sold by our own people. Then we were kidnapped by the white race. We were beaten, and we were told that we have to be Christians. Our beliefs and everything was stolen from us to a point. Okay? The Romans gave this thing called Christianity, and I'm not knocking Christianity. Some of the things I do believe, a lot I don't. Okay? So before you send me those emails, don't even bother, okay? Because I want to tell the truth about this. Some of our Romans felt that Christianity was the only way. So they killed people and beat them into submission of Christianity. Now, as slaves, we were forced to adapt into this. It's not that we had a choice. We were forced to pick up Christianity. Okay, there's a difference when you decide on your belief or when you're forced on your belief. And when you're forced, it changes a lot of things, because you cannot worship and believe in the things that you believe in, because you know it can cause you your death. Okay? So let's talk about the difference in Christianity and the African cultures of hoodoo and voodoo. Okay? Because I am now practicing hoodoo and voodoo. I do. Okay? Now, let's talk about the church. First of all, we have been knocked as witches or healers, whatever you want to call us, for having altars. Okay? We have been put down. You got this altar, that altar. But yet there's an altar in the church. Okay? You guys call it the pulpit. Whatever. Okay? That's an altar. Guess what? That came back from Egypt. That came back from Africa. You guys did not discover that. You did not come up with that. Okay? Another thing, you talk about in hoodoo how we do devil worshiping because we sacrifice lambs, goats, chickens, or whatever. But if you go back and read in your Old Testament, didn't you guys do the same thing? At least you said you did. I believe that Abraham was to kill his son, sacrifice his blood. And then God said, no, since I know you would do that, there's a ram in the bush. Go sacrifice that. Okay? In the Noah's Ark, for those of you who haven't really read it and just believe it was two of every kind, it wasn't. It was two of the unclean, seven of the clean beasts. Read it for yourself. It's in Genesis. And you'll find that Noah had to make sacrifices of animals. You find with Cain and Abel, there were sacrifices with animals, okay? With King David, there were sacrifices with animals. So do not turn around and say it's devil worship because another culture is doing that, okay? You guys are doing it. So what makes it right for Christians but not right for any other belief? Come on now. Excuse me. Also, let's talk about the fact that in the Bible it says thou shalt not kill, but yet your God killed babies when Moses was born. Those little boys, all murdered. But the God that you serve in the Bible says, thou should not kill. That's confusing to me because the Bible also says that God is the same today, tomorrow, forevermore. So why was it okay to kill all those little boys then, but now if you kill, it's a sin? I'm really confused. Even then, with the Ten Commandments says, thou should not kill, which is in the Old Testament. But in that same Old Testament, God killed so many people, so many men, women, and children. Okay, very contradicting for me. If you look at the study of the pyramids, you will find that the stories that are in the Bible that have been changed and altered came from the stones of the pyramids that are written on there. A black culture, an Egyptian, an African Egyptian history is where it came from. Now, I may lose some of my followers, even in my Facebook page, my group. That's fine, because if I lose you, that meant this isn't for you, and I'm doing what I'm being told to do, and my spirit is leading me to do this. When you look at Christianity, you look at the fact that for God to be the same today, tomorrow, forevermore, there was a time when men could have more than one wife. Then when Jesus came, it was one man, one wife, which I'm glad of because I don't think I could share. But what happened to the same today, tomorrow, forevermore? There was change there. Okay. Understand who you are as a black person, as your culture. Get to know your history. The only reason why we stand around and say that we're Christians is because it was beaten into our ancestors. And they hid behind Christianity to practice their own beliefs. And as the generations further along, we forgot about who we really were. Who are we as a people? It was stolen. It was taken. Christianity was beaten into you. And you're made to believe that in order for you to get to heaven, I need 10 people to stand up in church and give $100 because they're going to be blessed. Excuse me, the God that I serve, my deities, my angels, the moon goddess, the water goddess, I don't have to pay them like that. I just have to live right. I have to respect my gods. I have to respect the ultimate God. I have to respect my deities, my ancestors, my angels. And more than anything, I have to respect my next brother or sister. I don't have to pay you $100 to be blessed. Okay? Another thing that happens, we worship, Christianity worships their pastor. They got armor bearers. They got people to carry their books, people open their car door, people to fix their meals, people to go get their laundry for them. Excuse me, that's a human being that's going to die the same way you're going to die. Born of flesh, die of flesh. Why do you worship that man or woman that calls themselves, quote unquote, the pastor of the church? Even these big time churches, we got huge churches, $1 million churches, but yet we have people sleeping under bridges. Okay. And those people in those churches, the members are paying all of their tithes and they're giving up their mortgages and everything for a man to tell them, you do this, you're going to be blessed. But then when you're homeless, they want to give you the number to the shelter, not the money to pay your rent. That's not what I serve. I used to. Yes, I used to. But I found a closer way and a closer relationship with God. And it's not about religion. It's about a commitment and a relationship. I said all that to say, learn your history. Learn who you are as a black person. Learn your history. As you can tell with my skin tone, I got a little bit of this and a little bit of that. But my background, my solid bone is from Africa. Now, we have Africans that don't even accept us because they feel that we've been tainted because we were brought over here in it. But you know what? That's fine. That's just another form of division that I refuse to allow to happen. Okay? Know who you are. Study yourself. The Bible even says study to show yourself approved. Okay, well, I did some studying. That's how I found out some things that didn't make sense to me. Okay? They get mad about blood sacrifices as a Christian. Oh, that's satanic. But didn't Moses hit a rock and cause the sea to turn into blood? You're confusing me again. Okay? Let's talk about the fact that, it says thou should not kill once again. But in the Garden of Eden, where God made it, he put 2 trees there for you to pick right or wrong, okay? But that was a choice. And in that choice, murder became, from what the Bible says, sin, all of that. Well, here's the thing. In my belief, you are who you are. how you treat the next person. The karma rule, the threefold rule that comes from Wicca, that was also taken from the African culture. Okay, now I do practice some things from Wicca. I do believe that you should do no harm to anyone. I don't do spells against people. I don't knock those that do. Okay, but I respect them. And in the Christian life, respect is not there. You have gay people that walk into a church, and if they're on the choir, you got the straight mother over there at the church talking about them, condemning them. Who are you to say who loves who? Because if your Bible says thou should not judge, why are you sitting on the front row judging the choir director because he's gay? Makes me say again, I'm confused. Okay? Why is it that you can go to your pastor and express yourself, and then he'll tell you what you should do, and you find that you've done it, and what you've done is empty your pocket into his little pot, and he's still saying, I'm going to pray for you, but your kids have nothing to eat. You're down in the soup corner trying to get some cheese and some peanut butter and some beans to make a meal. But this man is riding around, or woman, in a Mercedes, a huge house with like 7 rooms, and it's only him and his wife. Is she barren? Oh, did I go there? Yes. Okay. Things happen to open up your eyes. My people, look beyond religion and find God. Find the goddesses. Find the elements of the earth. Find why we use herbs in our culture. Find why we dance. And that's another thing. You can have a church full of Christians shouting, speaking in tongues, running around the church, dancing, and that's a praise and worship. But when you go to the African culture and they're outside and they're dressed in their drapery and they have a fire burning and they're doing their rituals, you trying to tell me they're worshiping devils. I need you to stop trying to make you look better than the next person. Because guess what? What you've done is stole from another culture and tried to make it yours, and then you want to knock the other culture. No. So like I said, I may lose some people on this channel, but guess what? I can give a hot rat's behind. Because I'm going to tell the truth. Okay? I've been a licensed evangelist pastor. So I know what I'm talking about. My eyes have been open. They talk about the veil. The veil is gone. I'm done being conditioned. I'm ready to grow and teach my people. Now, I'd like to talk to you guys about a deity. She's actually my deity. Her name is Isis. Okay, Isis is an Egyptian goddess. Did I say it again? An Egyptian goddess, not an American goddess, not a Roman goddess, an Egyptian goddess. Okay, and she's over magic, marriage, healing, and motherhood. Okay, she wears a throne on her head with horns. She has the moon. Oh my God. And sometimes you see her with wings. And what does she do with these wings? She wraps them around mothers and children to protect them. She is a goddess of protection, just like our archangel Michael is a goddess, is an angel of protection. Okay. The goddess Isis was originally worshipped in ancient Egypt. Originally, did you hear me? Originally. Okay. Later, she became so popular that it spread it through the Roman world. Okay, and then all of a sudden, if you look at pictures of Isis, you see the ones back original culture show her as a woman of color. But now you can go on Google and find her as a pale-faced woman. That is not who she is. Quit trying to change other people's beliefs and our deities to make them match yours. I don't have anything against white people. I'm just telling the truth about my culture and about who I demand us to be. Quit stealing our stuff and turning it around and trying to make it about you. Okay, you get the little things that make your lips bigger. Okay, they put hormones in the chicken. Now white women got butts. Okay, but guess what? Stay in your lane when it comes down to our beliefs. Do not change the look of our deities. I looked upon there today when I was studying, and I seen 4 women in a circle. And this is supposed to be Isis. 4 women of color in a circle. Okay. And there was a black woman, a Chinese woman, a Spanish woman, and I think the other one was Asian or something. But in the middle, standing up, was a white Isis. That is not who Isis is. Isis has a woman of color is a woman of color. Okay? The name Isis means throne. She is a queen and a mighty queen, and she wears her throne on her head because she is sure of who she is. She is a woman of power, a woman of class, okay, a woman of strong belief. She is one of the strongest women deities when it comes to the magic. Okay, she found her husband's body parts and made him back to hers. Okay, she is the mother of birth. She's usually wearing, like I said, that throne on her head. She's beautiful. Isis was still worshipped as the perfect mother and wife figure. She still is. So, women, if you're looking for a deity, because they pick you, we don't pick them. So, all of you who saying that you have Oshun, Oshun ain't picked all y'all. Oshun has picked some of you. Believe me, I believe that. But not that just because you love Beyonce don't mean you know Oshun. I just had to get that out there. It doesn't mean you know Isis. Okay? Know your culture. Don't just pick it up and say, "Oh, I'm under Oshun." What do you know about Oshun except what Beyonce showed you? Beyonce went and learned that for herself. Find out on your own. Then, if that deity calls you, congratulations. Okay, like I said, Isis is one of the perfect mother and wife figures. They have a statue of her holding her child, breastfeeding. Okay, this child of war, this child that was going to change things. Sounds like Mary, doesn't it? A little bit, little bit, little bit. So I'm trying to show you. Everything in that Christian Bible was already written in the pyramids. Go look up the pyramids. See the written in stone. It wasn't named Mary, Jesus, or Joseph, but you'll get the right names. And you see, for some reason, these stories really look the same. But guess what? The pyramids was here before Christ. Just thought I'd throw that in there. Okay, it was believed that she would take her wings, like I told you, and wrap them around the mothers of the children and protect them. They say the myth of Isis begins with her birth. Now I want to say something. I'm so sick and tired of hearing that our deities and our beliefs, our gods, our God, and our goddesses are myths. Excuse me, Christians. I could say your book is a myth. I could say that when you said Peter walked on water, that was a myth. I could say that when you said Jesus turned water into wine, that was a myth. And there's some things in the Bible that I truly believe. Okay, but I just believe that the stories have been changed. Here's my thing. Not only changed, but stuff has been added. Here's my thing. We don't call yours a myth. Respect us enough not to call ours a myth. Okay? She was married. She had children. She was her son name was Horus, god of war. Isis itself name is written in all King Nazarene's paper, just everywhere. Why? Because she was real. She's still real. Her spirit still lives on. Women of color. Now, don't get me wrong. If you are a pale woman, you too can be a daughter of Isis, Oshun, whoever. You just need to get to know them. Okay? You may not be born into the bloodline, but it can happen. You don't have to be beaten into it. No one's making you do it. And that's just it, my black culture. We've been beaten and told that if we don't do this, we're going to die and go to hell if you believe in anything else. You might die and go to hell because of your ignorance. Read and study for yourself. Find out who you are. Find out where your people came from. Find out about the struggle. Okay? Isis possessed the strongest magic of the Egyptian deities. She is called upon the most Egyptian magic rituals because her powers of healing and protection are unsurpassed. She is the bomb, okay? If you study her, you'll find that a lot of the stories from the Bible with Mary relates to Isis. Isis is known as the Queen of Heaven and the Mother of all gods. Let me repeat that. The Queen of Heaven and the Mother of all gods. Okay? She helps crops grow. She helps with fertility. She helps with understanding, with being a mother, guidance over your children. She protects them. Okay? Now I'm going to give you some of her correspondence. Isis, her sacred animal is the snake, the crow, and a crocodile. Okay? Her gemstone is the bloodstone. Her color is blue and black. Her element is the water. Her metal is silver. Her planets, is the moon, which y'all know I love the moon, Earth, and Uranus. Her zodiac, she's a Virgo. Her plants is the myrrh, and she loves figs. Okay, and if you want to offer her something, things that she loves flowers. Okay, she loves honey. She loves milk, incense, candles. She's very ladylike. You see what I'm saying? Things like that. Soft smelling essential oils of flowers and incense of a radiance, water, seawater, things like that. Okay, that's a little bit about her. Now, I'm not going real deep into this. I just wanted to introduce my deity to you. And I am working on her altar. And when it's completely finished, I will share that. I have an altar being made just for Isis. Okay. I don't want to put another deity up with her. Now, not saying that I won't have another deity in my room, but that deity too will have their own altar. Okay. You can't just throw deities together. You have to find out, did they get along? Things like that you want to know. But what I want you guys to do is to study, okay? Find out who you are. Take back your culture. And you'll find that you live better, because you'll find that the stress of today's society, you don't have to worry about it, because you already know that you're taken care of. Your days are taken care of. And that your ancestors are with you. Yes, when they pass, we will mourn, but we know there's a way to talk to them, a way to reach out to them. We know that they're watching over us, okay? I appreciate you guys. I thank you. Once again, about the sacrificing, because that seems to be a big thing, that if you find a culture that's sacrificing animals, they're going to hell. I think Jesus was sacrificed. Just thought I'd throw that in. And that's not blasphemy. That's the truth. Okay? There's things in the Bibles that I do believe, that I take to my heart. But there's a lot of things in there that I believe was transformed to make things the way people wanted it to be. Why do I say that? Because Romans beat and killed people to make them become Christians. It was not always a choice. It was thrown deep down your mouth, through your throat, and out your behind. You're going to be a Christian. And through that, my people has lost their way. And I'm just trying to help lead you back. Okay? You guys hit that subscribe button. I'm Starfire Queen. You can reach me on my email, StarFireQueenB for beautiful, @gmail.com. Now, look me up on Facebook, and my name is spelled STARR, Fire Queen. Reason being, I couldn't add the second R to my email. So please come visit me on my Facebook page. Please join my group. It's open right now. I'm looking for new members who have a lot to share. I have all cultures on there. I am not a prejudiced person, but I'm going to teach what comes in my spirit and what I feel needs to be taught, and doing that lesson where I'm led to do. And if I offended anyone, charge it to my head, not to my heart, but I'm going to do what I was told to do. Okay? I love you all very much. Hit the subscribe button, share my channel, and please hit that bell so you know the next time I'm on. Appreciate you all. Thank you.